Hey TG, you're listening to Craig, and with me today, as per usual,
It's me, Mike.
or unfortunately, I should say.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for that.
Just like to be
Shocking.
honest.
Shocking.
Just like to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, honesty is the best
Fair enough.
policy. So, exciting news. Well, it's not exciting news. It's exciting news for me. My new TV comes tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. After you broke your other one.
Yeah, I might have thrown that one off the wall or something. Kicked it.
Did you, or did you just game on it too much?
No, it's just I don't know. I don't know what's up with it. Don't know whether it's.
All right.
I don't think it's like screen burn as such. It's just the colours have just gone in it.
All right. Okay.
I've tried pinging it back to its default settings and then playing around with all the other settings and stuff, and there's nothing I can do. I just can't get it. It's almost like split in two. So from the bottom left hand corner, spreading up, it's kind of like a very, like your blues are very vibrant, and then everything else kind of changes with the settings.
Is it like half? Is it like half the TV and?
Yeah, I wouldn't say half, but yeah, like so much of it is like a very blue wash almost.
All right. Yeah. Sounds like your. There's a thing called your T-Con card in your TV,
Right. Let's pop
and
this light on.
that's probably broke.
Yeah, so
To be fair to you though, they're a relatively inexpensive product to replace.
right.
So even if you are buying a new TV, that's fair enough. But your old TV, the fact that your screen is potentially okay, like it's got no cracks in it and stuff like that,
No, nothing like that.
I would actually look at, um, you basically just hit the back off and find what the T-Con card is and buy a new T-Con card.
All right, okay. Might have a little look at that then.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I can help you. It's like 30 quid or something probably to buy the card for it. But that's the thing that governs like how the screen kind of looks. It's split because your screen's actually split in two.
Right.
Your T-Con card covers both sides of it, but generally color-related issues and stuff like that is sort of that one. You can test a few things. I think you can because it does one half of the screen and then the other half of the screen. So I think you could take like one side out and see if the other side's okay, and see what happens with it. And it might give you an idea of whether it is the T-Con card that's causing it or not.
Right.
It may
Okay.
just be loose. But it's worth a look.
Yeah,
I fixed a few in my time.
have a look.
Fixed a few in my time, so
You can drive down. And have a look for me.
it's not that long until I'm there.
Is it
Well, a
not?
month.
Oh yeah, you're down, aren't you, at the end of the month? Not even
Yeah.
that. A couple of weeks.
Yeah. I'll nick it. I'll take it back with me. I need a bigger telly.
You're not pinching it. We said if we can get it out, we'll put it in the bedroom anyway.
Fair enough.
As
Fair
you
enough.
do.
Alright. Other than that, you're alright?
Yeah. Have you got anything else going on before we move on to our gaming news? News of the world.
No. The only thing I would say is I've been doing a bit of game dev stuff on Unity over the past like couple of weeks. Got a bit of a
Right.
guide and been going through a bit of that. That's been pretty fun. There was an add-on for Unity called Bolt, which allowed you to do visual scripting rather than doing code.
Right. Okay.
It's like visual boxes that you kind of connect together and stuff. You can still build the same stuff out of it. Some people say it's faster, some people say it isn't. But actually, yeah, from my own engineering and PLC programming and stuff, it actually works very well for me to program like that. So kind of doing a bit of both of the programming, but it's quite good. It's good fun. So anyone who likes games and thinks that games development is out of their reach, I'm here to tell you it's not.
Yep. So Mike will make you a game.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try. Yep.
10 pence an hour.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, you can pay someone a £5, like not very much money to make a game for you. So if it's a basic one.
Oh, Mike will go. You'll be in there undercutting people. £4.50. £4.50.
£4.50. Yeah. Ironically, £5 isn't really a £5 anymore, so I don't know why it's called that. Never mind.
Aye. Right, should we move on? Should we move on to
Yep.
gaming news? Right, on the list that we've got in front of me, I am not going to say the first one because I think we'll segue into what we've been playing with that one.
Okay. You
Yeah,
could mention it considering it did launch.
yeah. So yeah, New World has launched. There you go.
Okay. We'll talk about it in a minute. There we
Yeah.
go. Okay. Right, we'll leave
Um,
that. We'll park that one.
yeah,
Keep
but
going.
we'll have a quick scan down the list anyway. So we want a quick chat about New World. I've seen a game today called Chernobylite.
Okay.
Quick overview on Marvel Avengers, Battlefield 2042, Far Cry 6, Lemnis Gate, Dying Light 2, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. There's a new map on Overwatch.
Yep.
Free games, you've put on here free games for Prime Gaming, Konami regarding eFootball, and you've made another little note there on Battlefield 2042, so we'll discuss those anyway as we come through it. Right.
That's fine.
Yep. So we'll skip the first one as I said, and we'll mention that one, and we'll segue into what we've played.
Yeah, sounds
But
good. Yeah. Okay, what's this game you found?
So Chernobylite, this is for those who like their horror survival games, and I think this is a bit of a cross for you. This, so I know we're not great like majorly into our horror games, but it's survival horror. Now I'm trying to think of the game now. The zombie one that was on Xbox Game Pass, where you had to create your own base, but when you played multiplayer, you were tethered to each other. You had to do all your crops, and then you went into the house, and you got vehicles and stuff, didn't you? You parked up on your little parking bays, didn't you, outside the house?
And it's not Dying Light.
Not Dying Light, no. I can't remember what it was called now.
Oh, I do. Oh, I do remember that game.
It's a survival. The
I do
constantly
remember that
updating it.
game.
Anyway, it's very
I can't
similar.
remember what it's called.
If you can find out what that's called, it's on Game Pass. But it's very similar to that game. Only it's got a horror. It's a horror-esque around the Chernobyl disaster. So this so this game is made by a company called Farm 51. It's actually out now. So there is trailers and whatnot out there.
You meant State of Decay?
State of Decay, yes. State of Decay 1 and 2. Very similar in that kind of sense. So there's stealth, obviously survival, base building and crafting. Crafting is like building traps, weapons, modifications to all your weapons, and so on and so forth. Resource and team management, and what that is, obviously, I think it was in State of Decay as well, where you get the different survivors that you can then set to do certain things for you. So they'll work in certain areas or do certain things, and basically, depending on your team management, the way you play the game, and everything else, how you play it out and which factions and stuff you kind of deal with and fight for, decides how the game plays out. So you can basically, it's got different ways the game will finish and play out. So potentially you could play it a number of times.
Okay.
So that looks like quite a good little game. It's not part of Game Pass or anything.
Is it first person?
Yes, as far as I think it is. Yes. So that's out on. It's out now on Xbox, PlayStation, and the PC.
That sounds good enough to try, at least.
Yep. Looks like an alright game. I think when I looked on Xbox, it was only $24.99, and that's on the Xbox Marketplace. So we all know if you go elsewhere, you may find it cheaper. So that's one of the little gems I think I found there that I might have a little try of.
Sounds good.
Moving on, we had Marvel Avengers the game. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. Is this the news that it came to Game Pass?
Yeah. So on the 30th, that was yesterday, as we're recording on the 1st now. That came to Game Pass. Now, I thought this was a good game. I don't know what everyone's issue was with it, personally. I think the online wasn't the best, but
I don't think we played it enough. I think it was a content issue.
As far as campaign and everything else went, I was quite enjoying it.
I was enjoying it, but I think if it was your main game that you were playing, it doesn't hold your attention for long enough.
Right. Okay.
I think that was the biggest problem, from what I've seen. But
Right.
don't hold me that one.
So that was that very short and sweet. Move on. So we got Battlefield 2042. Now, all I wanted to say was basically that if you didn't know, the open beta is out next week on the 9th.
Yep.
I know you've put a little piece in here, so if you want to kind of fill in that gap there with what you want to talk about.
Mine's not related to the beta, but it's just related to a comment. I just wanted to ask your opinion of something to do with this.
Yeah, it's fine.
So my title says Battlefield 2042 fans aren't happy. Well, this is because it's been noted that part of the game an in-game text profanity filter will always be activated.
Right. Okay.
So basically, loads of people. It's just an opinion. My opinion of this is I really don't care, right? However, people are kicking off because it's I think, American-style M-rated game or mature-rated game, right? And a lot of the characters in the game swear.
Right.
And everything else in the general talking of the game, there's profanity, and it's listed as mature because of strong language. Yet Blizzard, not Blizzard, EA have took it upon themselves to put an in-game text profanity filter that you can't turn off.
Right. Okay.
And it's kind of two things. One, what's your opinion? Do you think it should be there, but you should be able to turn it on off?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's got an age rating on it for a reason, usually, the game, so what's the issue? Hang on, you're playing a war game here as well, where you're all shooting each other and possible swearing in it and whatnot.
I mean,
anyway.
Thingy's kind of announcement to it is that just to stop things being as toxic to people, but my opinion is then just put the profanity filter on and you're away. Like, who you stopping?
The
You know what
kids,
I mean? Like,
the kids that
yeah,
shouldn't
but
be playing it.
just put the profanity filter on as default,
Yeah.
and then you can go and turn it off if you want. But I mean, yeah, I think it's a depending different thing. Do you know what I mean? People in different areas of the world regard words in the profanity language to not be that bad. Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah.
So, but forcing people to block it, I kind of don't care because I'm not really going to pay attention to text chat. It's probably PC-based users that use that more than console-based users use text chat. So it's probably not going to affect because I'll be playing it on the PC. So ultimately, yeah, I don't really care. But on the flip side, I can understand why people get annoyed because you're taking away like people's choice, which is never really a good idea.
No.
Not over something that EA shouldn't really be caring about. I've got a feeling that it'll get updated and you'll be able to turn it on or off. So it's probably doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But I just wanted your opinion of it. But you've said that now, so we can crack on. And yeah, I'll send you my own profanity in a text message.
Oh, you do anyway. To be fair.
Yeah. When will the day come that when you speak on an online game chat and it bleeps your profanity out?
It'll never happen.
Nah.
Never happen.
I know.
Could never do it. But you never know.
Again, who cares?
No.
Just
Right.
make them. Just tell yourself they're not profanity, and then you won't be offended. It's
Yeah.
great.
If you are offended, fuck off.
Go fuck yourself.
Right.
Ah, brilliant. Right. Anyway.
Yeah. Moving
But
on.
yeah, beta 9th. Go and check it out. Let's test it. Let's test this game. I want this game to be really good.
Yeah.
So, Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that it is. Because if it isn't, Blizzard and I keep saying Blizzard, Battlefield and me are gonna fall out.
Yeah. It was EA and Dice, isn't it? Dice.
Yeah, and Dice. Yeah. With the Frostbite engine.
It does look good.
Yeah,
Right.
it does look good.
Far
Anyway,
Cry 6.
Far Cry 6.
Yeah. I haven't got much really to say about this other than the fact that it's out on the 7th of October. Another one that's kind of I've seen it around. I've heard it being advertised, but not seen a great deal about it. Now, personally, I don't think you need to say much about it anyway, because the previous Far Cry's or the last couple have been brilliant anyway. So, yeah, just to let you know that that's out on the 7th of October, because I didn't realise it was out so soon. Again, that's available on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and weirdly enough, which is another little talking conversation on this, Stadia. Now,
Alright, okay.
I don't know what's happening with that, because I thought Stadia was basically disappearing. There was like a lot of AAA game developers were pulling out. No, I mean, I don't know anyone who's got one. It's
I don't. Maybe it's a country thing, like a region thing.
Right.
Stadia. Well, I don't even know how to look for what I'm away to look for.
right. One of the next notes I am going to remove because I think we'll talk about that shortly. The next one was Dying Light 2. Now, have you seen much on this one?
No.
It looks and plays out very much like the first one did. Difference being it's a lot more. Is it traversal? Is that the right word? So it's a lot more multi-floor and a bigger map. And what they've added this time is a grapple. So when you fall in, you can almost like Spider-Man and pull yourself up.
Alright, okay.
And this does look pretty cool. And I did enjoy the first one. I don't know why we fell off the wagon with it, to be honest with you.
I don't either. There's a lot of games that we play that are really good games, but we just end up.
I think the problem is other games came out and you can't play them all, and then you just get dragged away onto something else.
Yeah, we do tend to game hop a bit, which we've talked about in the past. But
yeah,
is that a bad thing? Does that not show you what kind of games are out there that are coming out, that you can have that freedom to jump around games like that? Like you could literally go. Let's say you could go a whole year and actually miss a couple of really good, decent games that you didn't play, like quite easily, or you touched upon and then didn't really play fully. And I think I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
I think that's a good thing. I think that I think Xbox Game Pass kind of makes you play them, because they're free. They're like kind of not free, but they're part of your subscription, so you just play them. I think if you've paid for a game outright, you're probably going to more likely play longer. And I know we had that discussion before, but pay for the games you want to play, and when you want to fill your time, fill them with some of the good games that you didn't get to play.
Yeah.
All good. I just had a quick look for you, right? But there's no official postings from Stadia because Google have not announced anything, which probably suggests that no one plays it anymore. But there was a prediction made. There's a prediction based on the same logic of Xbox consoles and other stuff, based off of Reddit posts.
Right.
So 119 million units sold and 5.2 million Reddit users, and that was for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, right? Xbox One and Xbox Series X, 51 million units sold and 3.2 million Reddit users, right? So there's like a correlation between units sold versus Reddit users. Stadia have 106,000 Reddit users. So they're estimating that something between 1.6 million to 2 million people probably have Stadia.
They were actually giving
But
it away though for free, weren't they, at one point with certain things? You know, if you bought like a Google Chrome or like the Google speaker things or whatever they're called, and daft things like that.
yeah.
So, like, can't sell them.
So
Can't even give them away for
apparently
free.
Google, the only thing Google's done is shut down its own internal game development studio.
Right. I did
So, but
hear
it's
a rumour
but
that
it
there was
is
some
assisting
AAAs.
third-party stuff.
Yeah, I did hear some AAAs had pulled out though as well.
It wouldn't surprise me, to be fair. It's not really working. And
And
what are you competing against as well? Because now, is it worth it compared to buying Xbox Game Pass?
I know, well, the cloud service is on that, isn't it? And that works fine.
Exactly.
That works probably just as well, just as good.
And probably for the same price, you could have Xbox Game Pass Unlimited, which gives you a lot of PC games. It gives you a lot of Xbox games. You
Yeah.
play them anywhere. So I think they're falling down a hole that they can't manage. But anyway, let's not talk about them if they don't exist or won't
Aye.
exist for much longer, which is fine. But no, Far Cry 2, Far Cry 6 looks good. Looking forward to that, and Dying Light 2. I think we should get on them for sure. You mentioned Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, did you?
I did. I seen it. It's very much like Brawlhalla and your
Oh, Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers and stuff like that, but it's all Nintendo Nickelodeon characters. So SpongeBob, Patrick, basically all these.
What is it?
little
Is it free to play or is it pay for?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be pay for because it's on the Switch. It is on
Okay.
Xbox. Sorry, it's on Xbox,
I mean,
PlayStation, PC, and
Brawlhalla's
Switch.
free to play.
No, I know, but it was just it looked quite cool, looked quite funny. So it'd be worth having a little nosy at it because I'm not 100% sure.
Fair enough.
The other one, I don't know if you've seen that there's a new map now on the Overwatch.
No, I haven't. I haven't actually played a lot of Overwatch for quite a while now.
Yeah, I'm
Just to make comment, your Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is $39.99 retail in the UK.
That's. I was just going to say I've seen previous Nickelodeon games, some of them that have been flops, but I'm not going to say they're greedy. They're just the hold A price, hold to A price.
Yeah,
and then
I
when
mean,
they're
to
on
be
sale,
fair,
they
they've
don't
got
go on
some
sale
really stiff competition. There's not many games that do the whole brawling game like Smash Brothers does, and that's because the corner market, the market's been cornered pretty well.
Yeah, the thing is,
So,
it may be trying to hit a target audience of
I think like a younger target audience.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Kind of going more for that.
All right, fair enough. Cool. Anyway, on to this map from Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch. I mean, it's all I know.
It's a new map.
It's called Malavento. It's a new map that's available. I don't know if you'd been on it because I know you're usually quite, when there's a new map or a new character or something like that, you used to be quite like all over it, weren't you?
I used to do it a lot, especially because there was a new character coming out like pretty regularly.
Yeah.
And then you would learn about the maps and the stuff like that coming out. But then they stopped making characters because of obviously Overwatch 2 and stuff like that coming out. We should probably do a bit of a talk of Overwatch 2 and stuff because there is some stuff leaked of that now.
I've seen bits of that, but it annoys me. It annoys me. It's not out till next year. Oh, sorry, I did miss something there as well. Dying Light 2 was due out in, actually, I think it was due out in July time. Then with everything, our friend COVID and whatnot, it then got pushed back to December.
Okay.
And then recently it's been pushed back now to February the 4th. If the game's not finished, or they're having issues, I don't mind pushing it back. And I say this where like Overwatch 2, I don't know, or I don't think there's been a definitive date yet for the release date, and I hate it. The fact that a company will turn around and go, "We're releasing this game. It's going to be in Q4 2022 or early 2023." I think, God, I'm in friggin' 2021 now. I couldn't care less about that. I'll forget by the time a couple of months comes by. And when you've got companies like, you know, your Call of Duties of the world, you know, the developers of that, who are knocking a game out they were knocking them out every year, and now I know they alternate now, but it's every 2 years now. It's like, how can they do that so quick in a quick turnaround, but then you're advertising for a game that's going to take you up to 3 years, some of them.
In my opinion, is because
it's probably money.
Like,
but...
well, yeah, but they're actively, like, clearly by bringing a new map out for Overwatch, they're actively still developing Overwatch, which, like, that's probably the problem, because it's a tournament-based game.
But
and
surely
it's played heavily in tournaments, then maybe there's probably quite a substantial amount of resources into keeping the meta and all that kind of stuff going, and all the right characters balanced and stuff like this.
Does that not make you feel that they should be kind of concentrating more on the second one? Or do you think that this map was intended for the second one, but because of the delays and whatnot, they've kind of just turned around and gone, do you know what, we need to push that into...
It's either was intended for the second one and maybe was on a short list or something like that for the second one, or they've already had it on a list and they thought that we're going to have to give Overwatch people something.
Yeah, because we're delaying this now.
Yeah, so let's just give them a map to kind of keep them going.
Yeah, I did see recently a video, I don't know if you've seen this one, of a game mode from Overwatch 2 with the robot in the middle that pushes the blocks.
No.
So basically, the map starts out as they do, quite, you know, alternate ends. You go into the middle and you battle it out, and there's I can't remember the robot's name, but he stood in the middle, and you battle it out. As soon as one team pushes and kills all the other team off, you take control of this robot, and he basically walks across this track and pushes a box around towards your opposition's base.
Yeah.
And then obviously they come back and then they kill all you. But then when the robot's not pushing the box, he's quite fast, so he seems to fly all the way back to where the other box is, and then they start pushing the other box. Yep, and it's just
whoever gets the box the furthest.
Yeah, it's this battle backwards and forwards. It looked pretty cool, but
I mean,
it's all very much the same concept. Each kind of game mode, though.
But well, this is the problem with Overwatch, right? So there is a campaign mode coming to Overwatch 2, right? That's quite interesting, and I think they've spent a lot of time on it, right?
They are good at their videos and stuff, though.
People wanted it. People wanted the campaign mode, so they've done that, which is fair enough. I think they've also got a difficulty when you do the multiplayer side, because it's number 2, so it has to be technically better than number 1, yet it can't be too different because it's Overwatch.
Yeah. You don't.
So the game stuff's kind of got to stay the same.
It goes back to the old saying of don't fix it if it's not broken. Just release new characters, spruce them up a little bit, new maps, make them bigger or spruce them up a bit more. Don't try and change the game mechanics, because as soon as you start doing that, people just go, well, it's not Overwatch. It's not Overwatch anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Do you want to carry on, continue speaking, and I'll...
So we're just
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, we're just going to lose Mike for a second because he's going to go and grab his mini-me. So, yep. Right. So that's the Overwatch map there. One of the games we were going to talk about was called Lemnis Gate. Now, obviously, I wanted Mike here to talk about that as well. but we've literally just played that. Obviously, that's just new out. It's on Game Pass. We've literally just played 2 games, 1v1 against each other, just to kind of test how that is. What I will do, because I've took a recording of that stream, I'll take that recording and I'll pop that onto our Facebook page and other little places there for you to view, see what you think of that. But basically, that's, how can I describe this? It seems to be, there seems to be a lot of these type of games coming out at the minute where you're stuck in this kind of time loop. So I think there's 2 different ways you can play. So what we noticed was, when it was the 1v1, you could either play where you both get 25 seconds to drop a player out at the same time, and you do this 25 seconds of gameplay, or you can take it in turns. So it's kind of like turn-based. So the start of the game, obviously, I think I went first, so I sent my guy out to get a certain target. I've sent him out. I've got 25 seconds to do that, and then once that ends, it then passes the control over to the other player. In this case, it was Mike. He then sends his guy out. Now he can choose to either go for one of the other targets, he can come and kill my guy, or he can set up traps or whatever. And it keeps doing this, and it's backwards and forwards for up to 5 rounds. Now, each time it's your turn, the whole game plays out. So the characters I've dropped down, the characters Mike had dropped down, they were playing out exactly what they'd done previously. Now, sorry, I just made a point. I've just noticed, because Mike's knocked his camera off, it switched us around. So our tags under our names are now the wrong way around as well. Oh, there it is.
Right, well.
Yep. I've just saying there, like, when you knocked your camera off, our cameras swap sides. So our tags under us, our names, were like...
Oh, that's weird. I realised, yeah, I should have probably just stopped it in OBS rather than on Discord, but never mind.
Yeah, it's fine. I just been bringing up...
You were talking about Lemnis Gate.
Yeah, I thought I was I've jumped ahead a little bit because I thought we were right at the bottom anyway. So I just briefly spoke about, obviously, the 25 seconds, me dropping players down, you dropping players down, how that played out. I was just saying, there seems to be a lot of these kind of time loop type of games now, with that, was it 12 minutes? And there's Time Loop, I think it's called, or something, that came out on the PlayStation.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure there's a few others, but it seems to be
there is.
You know, you get this little genre, don't you, every now and then. Everyone kind of jumps on the bandwagon. You know, back from your PUBG era, and then Fortnite, and then now it's this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lemnis Gate was, and I could hear that you were telling the concept of it, but it was it's a unique idea for a first-person shooter.
Yeah. The one thing I want to kind of bring up about it was, I didn't feel like the power ups. So you get different power ups. So you get like grenades, speed. The speed one was good. The turret ones, I just felt a little bit almost not pointless, but they just didn't feel powerful enough.
I think that might change when, because we were playing 1v1, right?
Yeah.
But you can play 2v2, and I think much higher than that. Which, if you think about it, even playing 2v2, by the end round, you've got 20 players on the map.
Yeah.
So it's maybe just, they probably do come into their own, because if you think about it, it might only be one shot off a turret that does 10 damage or something that stops a guy across the map that you didn't intend on doing. They kind of, I don't think they're very powerful, but their intention is to do damage to multiple different people for the entire time that they're there, but they'll also shoot differently than you would shoot.
Right.
Because if you think about it, what I mean by that is you run on with your character and you shoot. You were trying it, right? So you shoot someone in front of you because you want to stop him from doing whatever he was going to do in his go, and then you maybe ping a few rockets off, fire a few shots off somewhere. Yeah, that time loop of that guy doesn't change now. He always stays like that for that length of time, unless he gets killed, and then his time loop just doesn't exist. But with turrets, every time you do a time loop, the turrets may target someone differently than they did in the other loop.
Yeah. No, I get the concept of it also actually pushing. So if you put all your turrets down, it's actually making me avoid that area because there's all these turrets there, and that type of thing. But the, yeah, I suppose it's different. It's different ways of playing.
I
it, isn't
agree
it?
with
Whether
you.
you whether
I
you put the
agree with you.
turrets.
I do believe some of the characters you could select were better than others.
Yeah, like the grenades just felt pointless. I never even. I don't know how powerful they are. It'd be what
I
would
don't
be
know either.
handy. What would be handy is putting. We didn't really play the training, did we? If you could put them in a kind of a sandbox, free time, do what you like area. Don't get me wrong. This might be in there. We might be able to knock the timer off, and just go all out brawl and just test the players out. So you can throw grenades, test what the grenades are like, and the different weapons, and realising what to do. Like the guy who throws the acid down. When the acid does it stay there? Does that kill over time? Do you have to hit them with that acid stuff, or that type of things? You kind of don't know that until it happens.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, you kind of need to learn, and it's a bit confusing because you have to learn more than one character.
Yeah, maybe it's because we didn't do the training. We did try and just throw ourselves.
We
in the
just
deep
jumped
end.
in just for the crack.
Yeah, we tried it.
Yeah.
We tried it.
I think I agree with you because your problem you have is you're trying to be tactful.
Yeah.
And do certain things in certain situations. But if you don't know the characters well enough and don't know their abilities well enough, then you end up wasting them or not really using them to their benefit.
Yeah.
To be fair though, maybe that's just playing the game.
Possibly. Quite possibly.
You're not going to win them all, and maybe at the start you don't really need to, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty good for me. I kind of like the idea of it. Playing you was kind of fun. I wouldn't mind playing some other people one-on-one, but I'd like to play 2-on-2. I think me and you, Tech, other people would be I think being on the same team as someone else could be quite funny.
Yeah.
Quite fun.
Where
you're both maybe doing something together. That's quite a different concept. So
keeping it. So that game, obviously, because I jumped ahead a little bit, that was one of the games that we've been playing, or we've played briefly of. I think we will play a little bit more of that, and then we'll see how that goes. There was a little bit in news that you did put on there about Konami. I don't know whether you want to mention that one.
Yeah, I'll just mention, I went to the Konami thing, the free game. So the Konami thing is the Konami Apologize for eFootball 2022. So this is the new, name change of Pro Evolution Soccer. Basically, I'll bring this up so I don't read it wrong. But yeah, it's released the free-to-play eFootball series, which is like the basic version of it because there was two different versions.
Right.
It's had a controversial start, and things have kind of escalated significantly since the launch of the base version of eFootball 2022.
Right. Okay.
The football game has a significant number of issues regarding gameplay, as well as a number of very visible graphic errors that transform players into frightening, very weird-looking carnations and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So the thing for me is, okay, they'll fix the problems and they'll sort it out, but it's just not. Is it acceptable?
The thing
Is it
is,
really acceptable for a game to be released by someone like Konami and have that sort of level of glitches?
yeah, I was just going to say that the thing is though, does it not surprise you though when it's a free to play game?
then and that's a worry though, isn't it? That because it's a free to play game that they're intending on making money by many other ways of making money, and free to play games generally make more money than pay for games. So it's like I don't know. It's like, oh, these people aren't going to pay for it, so they're not going to care that it doesn't work properly.
Right. Yeah. That's
I mean,
broad.
they've officially apologized
Yeah.
that
Well,
that it's bad. We are very sorry for the problems. Is the statement from Konami? So I just find pretty funny.
it's gone downhill over its time, so it doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
It does not. Do you want to mention your free
Anyway.
games?
Yeah, I just noticed a couple of things that were on there, and I thought it'd be interesting. So I did jump on Prime Gaming because, like you say, we've been playing New World, and they had an in-game loot thing from there, which makes sense since it's an Amazon game. So there was a New World pirate pack that you can pick up in there, which is cool. But on the game side of things, they currently have Star Wars Squadrons on there for free
Right.
through Origin, which is fair enough. It says who you're actually getting them from basically, which is why it's quite good because it kind of gives you a list of games that you can get from different places. But basically, you can pick up Star Wars Squadrons for free on PC. If you don't have Xbox Game Pass or anything, then it's a good way to get it. There's another one called Ghost Run, full game for PC.
Ghost Runner. How's it Ghost Run?
Ghost Runner.
Yes, I've seen that one, yeah.
You can get Alien Isolation, full game on the Epic Store, which is pretty cool. There's a bunch of other games as well. I'm not going to go into the detail of all of them. But yeah, that's gaming.amazon.com. If you've got an Amazon Prime account, basically you get them for free, which I thought was pretty neat. And currently, separately to that, I've been keeping an eye on the Epic Game Store because that does have free games that come along all the time. At the moment, it's Europa Universals 4.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's like it looks like Age of Empires style sort of game.
Right, I'll get on there and have a little nosy at that, see what it's about.
That looked alright. And the last one on there, it's not out yet, but PC Building Simulator is coming out
I've seen
for
that.
free. Free October 7th to October the 14th.
I think that's on Xbox as well, you know. It could be. I think it might be, yeah. So yeah, I'll
there's a couple.
Yeah, I'll get myself on there and have a little look. I'm gonna push on because we're at 43 minutes recording at the minute.
Go for it.
We'll move on to games played. I'm gonna quickly mention this one. So this is a mobile phone game I've been playing called Frostborn even, by a studio called Kefa Studio. Forgive me if I've pronounced that wrong. Yeah, it's in early access. Basically, it is very much like the game we are about to mention, but it's brought down, if you know what I mean. So it's a RPG, like Viking. It's almost like Viking style game.
Okay.
So you get your powers, your different attacks, different weapons, so on and so forth. I won't go in that too much because, as I say, it's just a very dumbed down version almost of New World. So what I'm going to do, so obviously we've spoke about Lemnis Gate. I've had a little go on that little mobile phone game there, but the big one for this week for us, or probably us both, is New World.
Yep.
First of all, I wanted to mention that I did hear that this is still possibly destroying some people's graphics cards still.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, other than that, it's a really good game. Don't let that put you off. Mike, I'll let you rattle through this if you want. Keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, Amazon released its MMO game that it's been talking about for a long time. It's called New World. Got released on the 28th, which was Tuesday this week. And probably only 10% of the people who wanted to play it got the chance to play it that day. All the servers were very much overloaded, and there wasn't enough space for anyone, and it was great. 10,000 people in queues on servers and stuff was not a fun experience for anyone on launch day, and lots of people, including myself, didn't end up playing it that day just because you couldn't get in. Different areas or different regions were affected more, but that's just because of player count, which is fine. I have to point out that does seem to be better now. We've picked a server now. Me, Craig, and our other friend Will are all on there. I haven't really experienced any queuing time and stuff like that as well. So there's not much lag and stuff like that, so that's fine. But anyway, it's it's a good game from what I've played of it so far. It's a cross between it's an MMO RPG like you know of, like your WoWs, like your SOs. It's got a little bit of a similar vibe to SO for me than it has the other ones. It's probably the graphical gameplay, the combat's non-targetable contact, so you have to aim at things. It has some interesting mechanics with like gunplay and some other things like that. Visually, it is very, very pretty game.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. I don't know if it's as pretty as it could be, considering Amazon are $1 trillion company, but hey ho.
It's a start though, isn't it? This is a very good start, a very good
Yeah,
entry
yeah,
into the gaming world.
and I think that's what people are. I think there is people out there that are giving New World like a bit of a hard time, and I don't know if it's justified because of that reason. You know, it's pretty unheard of that an MMO RPG drops in the way that this one has, and that many people are playing it,
Yeah.
and that many people want to play it. Now, a lot of these people will die off, and they won't play it as much as other people do, especially because there's no subscription to it. It's just a one-time fee. Um, but from what I've played of it, the leveling up feels good. The gameplay feels pretty good. I think it'll be pretty good for your casual MMO style players. I think the I don't think the end game stuff at the moment is probably good enough for major kind of style players, and
No.
that's where a bit of a problem lies with this because you know what I mean. World of Warcraft didn't come out with half the stuff that it has now, right? When it first launched, people were new, people were learning it, people were figuring it out, and in that time frame, that's when the other content got added. So the fact that you have a game that content can get added to very easily, and now they've got $1 trillion company behind it adding stuff to it, um, I can only see it getting better. To be fair,
Yeah.
all
The,
I can go on.
I was just gonna say that yeah, the game I do it like you hit the nail on the head where like SO, if you ever played SO, then it's that type of game. I did want to bring up one thing. I was going to mention that what my little issue is with it. There's two things really. One of them, I think you may have the similar issue, is the fast traveling system, and the like. Why do you have to have one in all the time? That's a little bit annoying. That you can't be kind of go to all the different inns, unlock all these fast travel areas, and when you get them, you have to use that blue currency stuff. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, like Athol or something.
Yeah, but it's just that's annoying. The other thing is mount. I do feel as though it's missing a mount because if you have to travel a lot of the time, I know you do run anyway, and there's no stamina gauge in there. But I think if you give somebody the option to go that little bit quicker, because you kind of get used to your speed all the time, go that little bit quicker with a mount or something, that'll give people more um,
So
incentive
there's
to
a
travel across the
huge
world.
yeah, there's a huge kind of Reddit discussion about New World and mounts, whether there should be, whether there should be. There's a lot for it. There's a lot against it. Um, I think that lots of games have mounts in it, and I get why, to increase speed and all that kind of good stuff. Do I think it was something that New World will probably add in at a later date? Maybe. But they seem to have took a hard line that you just don't get them.
Yeah.
Mounts just aren't a thing. I think they want to accommodate people for exploring. And the other part of it is whether their map's big enough.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you do introduce them in, then like exploring will become a little bit more, a little bit better, I think, for people.
Yeah, but if you think about when you press M and you look at the map area, that's the map.
No, I know.
There isn't another island or another place or another whatever.
No, I know.
That's the map. So maybe they've just done it because they feel like the game's not big enough yet until it is, until it's going to take you 3 hours to walk from one side to the other and you're going to need a mount. Then maybe you don't need them. But
Yeah, no, I know. I understand.
I agree with that. I don't at the moment I don't agree with the fast travel idea that they've put in. I agree with you that the fact that it costs a specific type of thing that you also need for other things is a bit of a pain that you're spending it on fast traveling.
I don't know why they didn't take on the ESO kind of thing where like charge you that currency type of thing to travel, but then also give you the option to fast travel as long as you're at an actual kind of fast travel
Yeah, why
monument
can't you
or
fast travel? Yeah, I know what you mean. Like you should be able to fast travel for free if you're at like an actual fast travel point.
yeah.
Maybe there's more to come with that. Maybe you just end up getting so much of that resource that it doesn't really matter.
Possibly.
Maybe it's just a limitation at low level for us. But we can keep an eye on it and see.
But yeah, that is the game. I was hooked on it. I've level 13, 14 straight
Yeah,
away.
I don't.
I
The
was
funny thing is, Greg, I don't know what it is about it that I like, but I just do.
yeah, because it is
That
like
seems to
SO,
be
but a bit
very
of a.
many reviews.
I feel like it's a bit of a a little bit dumbed down version of SO.
It is a dumbed down version
Slightly,
of ESO, but
slightly easier.
it's also different, but got some things in it that are the same mechanics.
Yeah.
But I think they've done some stuff really well in it. I think the UI of the game is probably one of the best UIs I've seen in any game. It's very clean and very easy to follow.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of things well. If I had to put my finger on it, I would say that it's a very good base start and well thought out game that fingers crossed they can add a lot to it. And from what I've seen, they've actually changed a hell of a lot of the game from alpha.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know if you knew this, but apparently in alpha, it was hardcore PvP.
All
So
right.
if you died, you actually got all your loot stolen, a bit like Rust.
Oh, that would piss me off. I'd be on it for 2 minutes and I'd be like, say yeah.
And that's actually why they changed it, because those sort of games don't really hold your casual player base because people just get annoyed and frustrated about it. So
Yeah.
I've kind of done away with that. But anyway, it's all good.
Right. That's all the games I've been playing. Before we move on to our little quiz time, is there anything else you want to add in there, or
No,
are you
to be fair,
happy to move on?
I've been playing that because it's quite a lot of hours to throw into that game. So, and I want to
Yeah.
do quite well on New World, so I'll be playing that quite a bit. Probably mention that quite a lot in the next upcoming episodes.
Yep. Right. 34 minutes. So let's crack on. We're going into this quiz 1-1. We've only
Go for
played
it.
one. Right. So here we go. If you're not sure what happens here, this is where we now have our little quiz time. I need some little cards and a little tune to go on. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, like an
Hello and
overlay.
welcome to HCG Quiz Time.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, my question to you this week, Mike, is the achievement Freedom is from which of these games? Right?
Wait,
What? Don't be Googling it.
I'm swear you're doing this on purpose, but I can't hear you anymore.
You've gone onto a different mic. Oh,
Can't hear you.
We're on a time scale, and he screwed us
Oh.
over. Your headset's gone. He's playing around with his headset. If he's not charged his headset, I'll kick his ass.
Take a
Oh,
look, innit?
have you got another headset?
I can hear you now.
You can hear me now.
I've put it on my monitor. We're
Yeah, I
fine.
knew your headset had gone. Have you not been charging your headset every time you take it off?
No.
Rookie mistake. Straight
Well,
on charge
it's a
every
rookie
time.
mistake because I've not really had one, have I? Oh, I'm liking that. I'm liking that.
Right. Come on then. Let's go.
Go.
Right. So the achievement freedom is from which of these games? Right. You've got A, Prison Architect, B, A Way Out, or C, The Escapist.
Oh, but they're all the same type of game.
I'm not stupid.
Oh, mine's relatively easy.
I mean, it's 33% chance of getting it right. It's not that hard. Don't Google it.
The Way Out.
A Way Out. He's going with A Way Out. You would be incorrect. Prison Architect.
That was going to be my other answer.
Well, I wouldn't have gone for Prison Architect as freedom. You're kind of keeping them in there and building a prison. It's not really, yeah. But, still 1-1. Come on, ask me my question. Do I get ahead?
Okay. What was the first ever original first-person shooter video game?
Right.
Was it Doom,
Right.
Quake,
Yeah.
or Wolfenstein 3D?
Doom.
Uh-uh.
Was it not?
Wolfenstein 3D was first.
Was it really? I don't believe you.
First-person shooter onto the mainstreams, but it wasn't until Doom that audiences fully realised the potential of a first-person shooter game.
I've been screwed over. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I have the answer right here. So.
Right. No. So we'll go into the next week then. One each.
Yeah, still one each.
No, that was good. That was good questions, then. Right. I know we will push on. We will do. We'll play a bit of New World this week. So what I might do is I might stream a bit of that and get that on there. Like I said earlier on, while Mike was off the recording, I have recorded and streamed Lemnis Gate. So our first 2 ever games of that, which you can have a little laugh at, us trying to work out the mechanics and how it plays out. I've recorded that, so I'll pop that on there as well. Yeah, that's all I've got to add anyway. Yep. So you have been listening to myself, Craig, aka Z Crisis 2 on all social media. It's below me.
Yeah, and I'm Mike, and I am Mike too on social media as well.
Yeah.
Game tags just beneath. Yeah, cheers for watching, and hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.
Yep. Cheerio, everybody.
Bye for now.
Bye bye.